Chapter 10. The chapter of Jonas, containing 109 verses, written at Mecca. In the name of God, gracious and merciful, I am God the merciful. The precepts contained in this book proceed from the Omnipotent. Doth the people wonder that we have inspired a man to preach to the wicked the torments of hell, and to declare to true believers that they shall find true what their Lord to them hath promised? The wicked say, and that it is but sorcery and enchantment. True, certainly God is your Lord, who created heaven and earth in 6 days, and situated over his throne, disposing all things. No man intercedeth for his neighbor without his permission, but he is your God and your Lord. Worship him alone. Will ye not consider it? You all shall be one day assembled before him. He promised with truth that he will cause men to die and raise them again to recompense such as have believed in his law and done good works. The unbelievers shall drink a boiling drink and shall endure great torments because of their impiety. He it is that gave light to the sun and brightness to the moon, that created the signs to know the number of years, the account of months, and of whatsoever he hath created. These things teach with truth the miracles of his divine majesty to such as have knowledge to understand them, the difference of day and of night, and what God hath created in heaven and in earth are marks of his unity to them that have his fear before their eyes. They who believe there is no resurrection, such as place their content in the wealth of this world, they that trust in their riches and that are ignorant of the commandments of God shall be precipitated into the fire of hell because of their sins, and the true believers shall be conducted by his divine majesty into delicious gardens wherein flow many rivers. They shall there find whatsoever they shall desire, and shall say at the beginning of their prayers, Praise be to God. Afterwards they shall say, Salvation be to God. And at the end of their prayers, Praise be to God, Lord of the universe. Although God doth sometimes suddenly chastise men, he always attendeth the time of their destiny. I will leave them that shall not believe in the resurrection in their errors to their confusion. When man is afflicted, he invoketh us, standing, sitting, lying, and in all postures. And when we have delivered him from his affliction, he persisteth in his wickedness. It seemeth good to the wicked to do in this manner. We destroyed their predecessors, which they believed not in the prophets, neither obeyed the precepts that we sent them, and have established you on the earth in their place after them, to see your deportments when thou teachest our commandments to them that believe not in the resurrection. They say that the precepts of Al-Quran are altogether contrary to what thou preachest, and that thou hast altered them. Say unto them, I have no will to alter them of myself. I do but what is inspired into me of God. I fear to be punished at the day of judgment. Should I disobey his divine majesty, say unto them, had it pleased God, I had neither read nor taught you his commandments. I sojourned a long time with you before I taught you. Will you not learn them? Who is more unjust, then he that blasphemeth God doth not aid the misbelievers that worship what can neither benefit nor hurt them, and say their idols shall have interceded for them. I will instruct. Will you instruct God in anything that he knoweth not of what is in heaven or in earth? Praise be God, he hath no companion. Men were all of one religion before misbelief took place. And if God had not said that he would defer the punishment of the wicked until the day of judgment, he had already destroyed them in this world because of their impiety. And they say, we will not believe in the prophet if God make not some miracles to appear in him. Say unto them, God knoweth what shall be. Expect, I will expect with you. When we gave them to taste of the content after their affliction, they had subtlety upon our commandments. Say unto them, God is more subtle than you. His messengers shall write your subtleties, but he it is that made men to travel upon the earth and see. It is he that sendeth them a favorable wind to rejoice them in their ships. When tempest surpriseth them, they believe that the waves will overwhelm them. Then they invoke God with desire to embrace his law and say, if God doth deliver us from this danger, we will believe in his unity and return him thanks for this mercy. And being delivered from peril, perish in their wickedness. O people, you draw mischief on yourselves. You require nothing but the wealth of this world. You all shall appear before us to be judged according to your works. The life of the world is like to the rain, which we cause to descend from heaven. It causeth with mixture all sorts of herbage to spring forth for the nourishment of men and beast. When the earth is adorned with flowers and enriched with its fruits, the inhabitants oftentimes believe that they have power to cause their production. Then send we our chastisements day and night upon the earth, and render it as moan, and as if the day before it had brought no fruit. Thus do I discover mysteries to such as have knowledge to comprehend them. They beg their salvation of God. He saveth and putteth in the way of salvation whom it pleaseth him. He shall not cover the visage of them that have done good works. They shall appear without shame and dwell in paradise, where they shall remain eternally. And such as shall have done evil shall be punished after their demerits. They shall be covered with shame, and none shall be able to protect them. They shall be as if a great part of obscurity of the night had covered their countenance. They shall be condemned to the fire of hell, where they shall dwell eternally. Think on the day wherein we will assemble all the world and will say to the misbelievers, hell shall be your habitation, where the idols you adored. I think the term is partners, not just idols. We have separated you from each other. Their idols, partners, shall say to them, you have not worshipped us. God is witness. Was there anything between us and you that rendered us ignorant of your adorations? That day shall everyone see what he hath done, and know that God is truth itself. Their idols shall be separated far from them, and they shall understand their blasphemies. Say unto them, who enrich you with the wealth of heaven and earth, who causeth life to come out of death, and death out of life? Who disposeth all things in the world? They shall answer, It is God. Say unto them, Why have you not therefore his fear before your eyes? God is indeed your Lord. What is there after the truth but falsehood? How will you depart from his law? His word shall be accomplished against the misbelievers. Say unto them, Have your idols the power to cause men to die and to make them rise again? God causeth them to die and to rise again. How shall they be able to blaspheme after these reasons? Say unto them, Are your idols, partners, able to conduct you in the right way? God guideth the people into the way of salvation, who ought rather to be followed. He that guideth the people in the right way, or he that misleadeth them? What reason have you to follow the evil way? The greatest part of them follow but their own opinion, but their opinion is not conformable to the truth. God knoweth all their actions. There is no falsehood in Al-Quran. It confirmeth the ancient scriptures and perspicuously explaineth them. There is no doubt, but it proceedeth from the Lord of the universe. They say, Muhammad hath invented this book. Say unto them, Come and bring anything that resembleth it in doctrine and eloquence, and call the idols partners, which you adore. Then we shall see if you are sincere. On the contrary, they have blasphemed and have talked of what they understood not when they heard the exposition of Al-Quran. Thus did their predecessors, but consider what is the end of the unjust. There be among them who will believe in this book, and others that will not believe. Thy Lord knoweth them that defile the earth. If they slander thee, say unto them, I will answer with my actions, and ye shall answer with yours. Ye are innocent of what I act, and I am innocent of what ye do. There be persons among them who have inclination to hear thee, but art thou able to cause the deaf to hear? Should they not be deaf, they who would learn nothing? Others there be who look towards thee, but art thou able to guide the blind? Shouldn't they see clearly? They would not follow the right way. God doth no injustice to men. They do injury to themselves through the enormity of their offenses. I will cause them to rise again at the day of judgment, as if they had remained but 1 hour of a day in the grave. They shall know each other, and the wicked who have not believed in the resurrection shall be damned. I will shew thee many of them whom I will chastise. I will cause thee to die before they be chastised, and they all shall appear before me to be judged. God is witness of their actions. He shall punish them according to their demerits. Every nation of the world hath had a prophet sent from God, who hath judged with reason and without injustice. The differences that were among them touching religion, they have said, At what time shall the wrath of God appear? Say unto them, I of myself can neither procure good nor evil, if God doth not permit it. Every one hath his destiny. When the time of their destiny arriveth, they can neither retard or advance it 1 hour. Have ye considered the punishment which God heretofore sent by day and by night against the wicked, when ye felt it, when ye felt it, Ye believed it, and fell into it headlong. It shall be said unto the wicked at the day of judgment, taste eternal torments. Shall you not be punished according to your demerits? They will ask of thee, if the pains denounced against the wicked, and if the resurrection be matters of truth, say unto them, yes, my Lord is most exact in his words, and all the treasures of the world shall not be able to redeem one soul. They shall repent of their sins when they shall feel the punishment of their offenses, but shall be condemned without injustice. Whatsoever is in heaven and earth appertaineth to God. He is exact in his promise. Yet the greatest part of the world do not know him. He it is who causeth to die, and giveth life, and shall assemble men at the day of judgment. O people, God hath sent you instructions and remedies for your infirmities. He hath sent a guide to conduct true believers into the way of his mercy. It shall be to them of more advantage than the treasures that they shall accumulate. Have you considered the good things which he hath created for you? Ye have appointed one part to be eaten, and have prohibited to eat of another. Hath God permitted to you to blaspheme against him? The opinion of such as blaspheme against God shall be but misery at the day of judgment. God is full of goodness for the people, but most of them are ungrateful. In whatsoever place thou art, whether thou teach what is contained in the Quran, or whether thou labor, I am always present. Nothing is concealed from thy Lord. Of whatsoever is in heaven and earth, be it great or little, all is written in the intelligible book that explaineth all things. There needeth no fear for such as recommend themselves to God. They shall be exempt from the pains of hell. The true believers who have his fear before their eyes shall suffer no torments in the other world. It is declared to them on earth that they shall have all content. The word of God admits no alteration. They shall enjoy perfection of felicity in paradise. Afflict not thyself for the words of the impious. Virtue proceedeth from God. He understandeth and knoweth all things. Whatsoever is in heaven and in earth appertaineth to him. Those who worship idols are take partners in divinity. Follow but their opinion, and are liars. God hath created the night for repose and the day for labor. Such as hear his word find therein marks of his omnipotency. They have said, do you believe that God hath a son? Praise be God. He is most rich, and hath no need of any person. He possesseth whatsoever is in heaven and earth, and you have no reason in what ye allege. Will ye speak of God what ye know not? God doth not aid in this world them that blaspheme against him. He shall cause them to feel after their death great torments because of their impiety. Instruct them in the history of Noah, how he spake to his people and said, O people, if my abode with you and the preaching of the commandments of God be irksome to you, know that all my support is in God. Assemble your doctors with your idols, and conceal not what ye do. Go whither ye will, ye shall find none to protect you. If ye contemn my instructions, I require not of you a reward for my pains. I desire to receive of none other than God, the omnipotent, and recommend myself to the will of his divine majesty. They slandered Noah, then did we save him in the ark, and them that were with him. We prolonged their posterity on earth, and drowned the wicked. Consider the end of such as hear the word of God and contemned it. We sent to them other prophets after Noah. They made them to see miracles and gave them most salutary instructions, but they did not believe in what they had no will before to believe. And thus I hardened the heart of the wicked. We after them sent Moses to Pharaoh and his subjects with our miracles. They rose against our commandments when the truth was preached to them, and said it was but magic and enchantment. Moses said to them, will you say that the truth is sorcery? God doth not assist magicians and sorcerers. Forbidden magic predators. Slaughter. And they said, art thou with thy brother come to divert us from the religion of our fathers and to be esteemed on earth? We will believe in thy words. Then Pharaoh commanded to summon the most skillful of his magicians. They being assembled, Moses said to them, cast down what ye have a will to cast down on the ground. Having cast down their cords and staves, Moses said to them, know ye none other thing but magic? God shall render it vain and unprofitable. He abhorreth such as defile the earth. He confirmeth the truth through his word, although it be against the will of the wicked. Few men believe in Moses because of their fear to displease Pharaoh and his ministers. Pharaoh was powerful on earth, and in the number of the wicked. Moses said, O people, if ye believe in God, resign yourselves to his will. They answered, all our confidence is in God. Lord, do not thou abandon us to the malice of the unjust. Deliver us through thy mercy from the hands of the misbelievers. We inspired Moses and his brother to dwell some time in Egypt with their people and to make oratories in their houses, therein to make their prayers and preach to true believers. Lord, said Moses, thou hast enriched Pharaoh and his people in the world. They go astray from the way of the law. Confound the riches and harden your hearts. They will not believe until they see thy judgments and feel the effect of thy wrath. He said, I have heard the prayers of you both. Be faithful in your embassy and follow not the way of the ignorant. We gave passage through the sea to the children of Israel. Pharaoh pursued them with hatred and envy until the people were drowned. Then said Pharaoh, I believe there is none other God but the God of the children of Israel, and I wholly recommend myself to his will. Thou dost now believe in God, O Pharaoh, and work before the disobedient to his commandments, filling the earth with thy enormities. I have delivered thee from this peril, that thou mayest be an example to posterity, for many among the people are ignorant of my omnipotency. We gave the children of Israel to dwell in places full of delights and enriched them with the good things of the earth. They knew the differences that arose among them touching religion. Thy Lord shall judge them at the day of judgment. If thou doubtest what we have taught thee, repair to them that have read the scriptures before thee. What thy Lord hath taught thee is most true. Be not thou among them that doubt, neither of such as derogate from the commandments of God. Thou shalt be in the number of the wretched. Those whom God will chastise shall not believe in his divine majesty, should they behold all the miracles of the world, until they see the torments of hell. The faith is exceeding profitable to the cities that have received it. When the inhabitants of the city of Jonas embraced it, we delivered them from our punishment. We delivered them from ignominy and enriched them until the time appointed. If it please thy Lord, all the world should believe in him. Wilt thou abhor the people until they believe in God? No man can embrace the faith without his permission. He sendeth his indignation against them that disobey his commandments, saying to them, consider all that is in heaven and earth. Miracles and preaching are of no use to such as will not believe. Shall they expect what their predecessors expected? Say unto them, expect, I will expect with you. I will deliver my prophet and the true believers from the torments of hell. It is reasonable that I deliver them that obey my commandments, O people, who causeth you to doubt of the law which I teach you. I will not worship the idols that you adore. I worship one God alone, who shall cause you all to die. I will embrace his law. It commandeth to profess his unity. I am not of them that say he hath a companion equal to him. Adore not what can neither benefit nor hurt thee. If thou do it, Thou shalt be in the number of the unjust. If God will afflict thee, none can deliver thee from affliction. If God will do good to thee, none can deprive thee of his grace. He hath given it to whom seemeth good to himself. He is gracious and merciful. O people, God teacheth you the truth. Whosoever shall follow the right way shall save his soul, and whosoever shall go astray shall destroy it. I am not your tutor. I do but what is inspired into me. I have patience in my perseverance. I will expect the judgment of God. There is no better judge than he. And we see that the names of the prophets are ones that they live up to. And it further connects to their stories. And we're taught that if we have, issues saying, well, I could do better, or this isn't quite the revelation. It's like, well, then why can't you match what's going on there? Why can't you? And otherwise, one of the things we have in that circumstance, that truth and good isn't just what society decides is truth and good. And God also has inspiration. So he inspires the prophets to act and speak beyond just parroting